Hey guys, so for this tutorial, this is gonna be a special occasion because it's my birthday today and I am pretty much still stuck in quarantine. I pretty much think that we all are. So I wanted to do something fun, something festive, even though like I'm literally not gonna go out. I'm just gonna take off my makeup in like a little bit. I wanted to go ahead, sit down, have some fun with makeup, and just pretty much relax, find this time to do something that I love doing. So yeah, if you guys wanna go ahead and join me on this fun, festive look, then just keep on watching. So I already pretty much did my brows off camera, and the next step is to prime the eyes. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the P. Louise base. This is in the shade Rumor number 2. Just gonna go ahead and prime the lid. For this, I'm using the Morphe M335 brush. This one is amazing for concealer, priming, and all that good stuff. I just want to say that I just looked at the camera and I know that I look really red right now. I've actually been taking these past couple of days to run because usually I tend to go to the gym a lot, but of course right now gyms are closed and I don't know whether they're gonna open back up. So I'm just trying to run cardio and I'm going outside every day. Later in the video, I think the foundations might not match me correctly. I'm gonna try and even everything out because again, I did get a little bit darker because I've been out a lot more, but we're gonna try and make things work. For my eyeshadows today, I wanted to go ahead and do something a little bit more cool toned, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and take the Tarte Pro palette, and this is what this beauty looks like. I think I'm gonna start off with a shade Bold first, and I'm gonna go ahead and use that as my transition shade. And I'm gonna go ahead and take my M441 brush, dip into that shade, and use that as my transition shade. And what I'm doing right now is I'm pretty much building up the color, so as you can see right now it's a little bit more of a wash of color. So I'm gonna go ahead and just take a little bit more and kind of just start layering over it. So that way the color payoff is as intense as I want it to be. I'm gonna go ahead and take the shade Edgy and actually use that to deepen up this crease a little bit more. I might even take it on the exact same brush and just dip into that shade and see if I can darken this crease up a little bit. And as always, I'm gonna go ahead and start dragging the eyeshadow up to give me that lift. I think I'm gonna go ahead and switch into the Morphe M433 and just dip into Edgy a little bit more to really deepen this eye socket up a little bit. The M433 is just more of a precise blending brush, so I feel like it's gonna go ahead and kind of pack the color on a little bit better, just because it's a lot more dense compared to the other one, and you can already see exactly how much the color is building up. I'm gonna go ahead and go back to the other brush, kind of softly blend all of that out. I'm gonna go ahead and dip into the shade Smoked and use that to really deepen up the outer corner of the eye. Literally just gonna go ahead and kind of pack it right there. Then I'm gonna go ahead and kind of start pulling the eyeshadow into the crease. And then very slowly, very slow, careful window wiping motions and circular motions, just blend, blend, and blend the color out. Go ahead and cut the crease using the P. Louise base yet again. I'm gonna go ahead and take the M131 brush by Morphe. It's literally just a very tiny, very precise fan brush. Go ahead and cut my crease. And before the concealer dries, I'm gonna go ahead and take a little bit of Edgy and use that to blend it out in the outer corner of the eye. Before this sets, I'm actually gonna go ahead and move on to the next step, and that is to apply the fun and the glitter. So for this look, I wanted to keep it very party, very fun and vibrant. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this M.A.C glitter. This one's in the shade Pink Holographic. Before I do that, I think I'm gonna go ahead and take the NYX's glitter glue and use that to pack the glitter on a little bit better, just because I feel like the P. Louise isn't going to hold on as strong. Ooh, that's better. I'm gonna go ahead and take a little bit of Smoked on the M506 by Morphe and use that right in the outer corner of the eye to add a little bit more dimension. I'm gonna go ahead and take a little bit of Edgy and pack that right in the outer corner to kind of blend the glitter with the shadow a little bit more. Also, it creates that dimension. You see all this glitter mist? This is why we do the eyes first. So then I'm gonna go ahead and take a little bit of Punked, and that's gonna be the black. I'm gonna go ahead and place that right in the outer corner just to really intensify the eye. What I'm doing too is I'm taking that shade and kind of pulling it in the lash line, kind of like a smoky liner effect. I think I'm gonna go ahead and take a really tiny pencil brush with Punked and really push that eyeshadow into the lash line. I'm gonna go ahead and take my Benefit Roller Lash eyeliner and just only line the top slightly. I'm not winging it out, just so that I can have a good tight line. So I'm gonna go ahead, clean up the glitter, and repeat all this on the other side, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and I kind of sharpened up the eyeshadow a little bit to give us more of that lifted cat eye. I felt like this look needed a little bit more oomph, so I put on my contact lenses off camera, so now we can go ahead and move on to the rest of the face. I do have a little bit of glitter in the rest of my face, but you know what? That's fine. That's fine. Because I've been outside a lot lately, one, my skin is a little bit darker, and two, also it's a little bit drier. So what I think I'm gonna go ahead and do is, instead today, I'm gonna use something a little bit more moisturizing, and for that I have the Smashbox Photo Finish Primerizer. This one has hyaluronic acid in it, so it's gonna be very hydrating for the skin. Gonna go ahead and prime using that. Gonna go ahead and kind of use very soft, gentle strokes, really massaging it onto the skin. Then, just to have a little bit more hydration, I'm gonna go ahead and use the primer water by Smashbox as well. Also guys, this is very similar to the M.A.C Fix Plus, and you guys know how much I swear by that spray. This is basically kind of like a second close to it. I will say I do prefer the M.A.C Fix Plus a little bit better, but that for priming and hydrating underneath makeup works wonders. So because I am a little bit darker right now, I'm actually gonna go ahead and take my BECCA Skin Love foundation in the shade Bamboo, and I'm gonna go ahead and mix it with my IlMakiage foundation in the shade 140. These are pretty much my two darkest foundations for now, usually around the summertime, when I get a little bit warmer and a little bit more tan. So I'm gonna go ahead and just mix them today and see if the concoction works. I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of do a little mixture. Oh, that is working very well. That's working very, very, very well. So just like last time, I'm gonna go ahead and take my M.A.C Pro Concealer Palette. I'm gonna go ahead and dip into the shade NW43 and use that to cream, bronze, and contour my face. I'm gonna go ahead and take my M523 and just start blending that out. And again, like I said in my previous video, usually I tend to do a little mixture of swiping and patting motions, so that way I'm kind of blending out the product a little bit better. I'm technically doing the swiping just so that I can spread the color around, and then I'm gonna go ahead and take the brush and start patting, so that way no texture shows through and everything is blended out smoothly. I personally don't know if this brush is particularly invented for cream contour, but man, it works wonders for it. And for my concealer today, I'm actually trying something new. I'm gonna go ahead and use the Morphe concealer in the shade 235. Go ahead and use this to conceal and brighten as well. I'm gonna go ahead and turn my sponge around and start blending that concealer out. And to set everything, I'm gonna go ahead and take my Maybelline Fit Me loose powder in the shade number 15. Like I said in my last video, I've literally been swearing by this powder. So smoothing, It's blurring. It gives me that satin finish that I absolutely love. So as usual, while the powder pretty much had some time to sit and bake, I went ahead and I finished off one eye, so I'm gonna go ahead and repeat the same steps from this eye on this eye. I'm gonna go ahead and take my Urban Decay Glide On Slide On pencil, this one is in the shade 0, and place that in my waterline. I kind of want a little bit more of that feline shape, so I'm gonna go ahead and take that and place that in the inner corner. And I'm using that to create my inner corner liner. And like I said in my previous video, I like to go ahead and take a little bit of that pencil and smudge it in my bottom lash line so that it works as a priming base for the shadow. So I'm gonna go ahead and smudge out the bottom lash line using a little bit of smoked. And for that I'm using the JH46 brush. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can wing this out a little bit further, so I'm actually taking just a plain eyeshadow punked on a very tiny, precise pencil brush. This one is one of the old collections by Morphe. It does not even have a number. I'm gonna go ahead and just do a little tiny flick and pull it up, kind of like a very tiny smoked liner. For my lashes, I will be applying these ones. They are E7s. I got them from AliExpress.com. And for my mascara, I'll be using the Kat Von D Go Big or Go Home mascara. I want to go ahead and kind of jazz up this look a little bit, so I literally have a big ass box of nothing but rhinestones. I'm going to go ahead and just choose the smallest one, and that's going to go right on my bottom lash line. So I'm going to go ahead and take my M509 brush by Morphe, and then my Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer. I'm going to go ahead and just swirl that as my bronzer slash contour. And I love using this bronzer. It literally smells like chocolate. It's so good. I take the same bronzer on a small brush. This is the E27 by Morphe. And just use that to bronze and contour my nose. And for my blush, I'm dipping into an oldie but a goodie. I'm gonna use the Jaclyn Hill and BECCA collaboration Champagne Pop Face Palette. I'm gonna go ahead and dip into a little bit of Amaretto, which as you can see is like my favorite shade here. And I think the shade is called Pamplemousse. The name is scratched off in the back. I've literally had this palette for like ever. I'm gonna go ahead and mix them both together. When I'm applying on the cheeks, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of bring it towards the temples. That's just something that I personally like to do a lot. So for my highlighter today, it is no surprise. I'm gonna be using the Artist Couture Diamond Glow Powder. This one's in the shade Coco Bling. And I'm gonna go ahead and use the Jeffree Star JS4 brush to apply this. And you know what? This is a party look, so like, go ham, girl. I'm gonna go ahead and run a little bit of the Anastasia Brow Gel through my brows real quick. And now we're gonna go ahead and move on to the lips. So again, my lips have been blanked out using foundation. That way the lipstick stands out a little bit more, and also it's easier to trace the lip line. I'm gonna go ahead and take the Hover Lip Liner by MAC and just line my lips using that. And take the MAC lipstick in the shade Shrimpton. Now, if you guys want to go ahead and apply a gloss or anything else like that, you guys can go ahead and do so. I'm pretty much satisfied with the way that this looks, so I'm just gonna go ahead and change and I'll be right back. So that is it for this makeup look. I really hope that you guys liked this video. If you guys did, y'all know the drill. Like, subscribe, comment down below. If you guys also want to follow me on any other social media like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, I got all that stuff. Links will be down below, as well as the list of products that I use in this video. So I really hope to see you guys next time, and bye!